Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. This is a little corner of the interwebs where I come at you every week and share what I've been making, primarily knitting. We do a lot of sewing, we do a lot of quilting. I dive down many different rabbit holes here on this channel, so if that is your jam, you know what I'm gonna say. Gather around, grab a cup of something, grab your knitting, and let's get into things. And today I thought that I would just catch you up on where I am with projects. I do have a new cast on to share with you, and I have decided to take a little break from my fruit garden blanket. Hang on, I want to get comfortable here. I'm gonna sit crisscross applesauce for you guys because I'm a professional. So anyway, yes, I'm still in focus. All right. Anyway, so yes, the fruit garden blanket. I could not stop working on that project. I could not put it down. And I still, I want the finished object. However, after I was done assembling the whole center portion, I felt that I've reached a point where I'm like, you know what? I need to take a little break. I need a palette cleanser before I tackle the epic border that has to happen next. So taking a little time out and moved on to casting on something new. And yes, I know I have other projects that need finishing. Namely, let's see, oh my God, living in this magnificent project bag by KatyDid bags. My good friend Katy, who lives here in my general vicinity. She's based in Connecticut, which is just a hop, skipping away from Portchester. Anyway, she's technically my neighbor, but she also makes these amazing project bags, and I will link to her Etsy shop down below. But she gifted me this roller skate themed project bag for my birthday, which can we just take a moment? I mean, Katy, you're awesome. And it can hold so much. And it is currently holding a unfinished object, an UFO, that I cast on several months ago. And this is a Tunisian crochet project, a wonderful pattern by Toni Lipsey, who's also known as TL Yarn Crafts here on YouTube. And she designed this awesome blanket. It's called the Mulberry Afghan, and yes, again, it is Tunisian crochet, a new to me technique that I picked up when I decided I wanted to learn or get really good at crochet several months ago. And yeah, this has just been a project that I pick up on a whim here and there. And I recently picked this up last weekend when Dennis and I drove out to meet up with his parents for Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, by the way, guys. If you celebrated Mother's Day, if you are a mother, and happy Mother's Day to all the fur moms out there too, like yours truly. I hope it was an awesome day. But yeah, this came along with me in the car ride, and I managed to put in a couple rows. And you know, guys, I'm not gonna lie, Tunisian crochet, while I appreciate it, it's slow going. Maybe I just have to get better at it, but I want to say it took me about an hour to get through 2 rows. It takes a long time. And I am using yarn, believe it or not, from Joann Fabrics. Let me get in here. Okay, so the main contrast color of this project is by Brien Yarn. It's their No Pill Basics, I believe, in just a black, nothing fancy, just a black shade. And then the main color, like the ombre section in here, is by, again, Line Brand Mandala. Line Brand Yarns Mandala Ombre. Here's the logo. So this yarn line comes in many different wild shades, but yours truly is really just into the neutrals. I'm boring like that, guys. I appreciate bright, loud, crazy colors, all the colors of the rainbow, but for me, I just love a good neutral, guys. I don't know what it is, but yeah, so having a lot of fun with that. It's very simple, very meditative. You know, again, one of those projects that I can just pick up and chill with. I do have to pay attention to what my hands are doing, so not exactly autopilot, but, you know, pop on an audiobook, pop on a podcast, and I'm a happy camper. And the Tunisian crochet hook that I'm using is by Clover. I did treat myself to a couple sets of Tunisian crochet hooks, but I'm finding the Clovers to be my favorite thus far. They're not fancy. There's nothing pretty about them other than their bamboo, but the one thing that I really appreciate about them is the tip. It's very pointy, and it really, depending on the yarn that you're using, particularly this one, it really just gets in there into the stitches. So Really, really appreciating that. I've got a ways to go with this, but I mean, it looks so cool. I love the ombre effect. And yeah, this is just gonna be kind of like a lap throw that I'm just gonna gift to my cat because I love her so much, and she's always down for a blanket to sit on. She knows what's good. So that's an ongoing project that I'm not thoroughly in love with only because it's taking forever. But at the end of the day, I know it's going to be a nice, fun, squishy project. And the yarn, by the way, for acrylic yarn, holy cow, this yarn is so soft. It feels like chenille, like velvet chenille, and yeah, it's very, very soft. I'm a fan. I'm a fan and would love to work with it again. Even this one, the basic no pill black, very, very soft next to skin. Very cuddly, and that's that. So yes, that is one project that is currently in progress. The other project that I've been working on that has been getting quite a lot of love just because it is very autopilot. I can just pick it up, not have to look down at what my hands are doing. I just pick it up whenever I just need to keep my hands busy, is my Okapi. Yeah. It's a body sock, my friends. I've just been going around and around and around. And this is a pattern by Judith Brien. I think I said O'Brien in the last episode. There's no O in her name. It's just Judith Brien. I apologize. But yeah, the yarn is, again, by Loop Fiber Studio. I will link to her Etsy shop down below. Steph Gorin, who runs Loop Fiber Studio, she's typically known for her fiber bumps or bats. They're just these really beautiful and fun, multicolored, crazy colored fiber bats that I have spun with and enjoyed over the years. But she, I think maybe I want to say like 5-6 years ago, she came out with a yarn line called Yin and Yang, and that is what this yarn is. It's so, again, very, very soft, very, very next to skin, and it has this really awesome marl effect. I feel like I've talked about this yarn at length in previous episodes, so feel free to check out the backlog, the most recent episode, I think. But yeah, thoroughly, thoroughly enjoying this. And as I'm knitting the body, the more I look at it, the more I'm just like, this is looking way longer than I want it to be. But because it's going to be a rolled hem, there's no ribbing at the edge or on the sleeves. It's just because it's stockinette, it's going to roll up on itself. So, it does look long, but it's, it is going to roll up and be a little shorter than that. And I'm just about ready to bind off, so I know it's going to work out. And also, it's not superwash yarn, so I don't have to worry about it stretching after blocking. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to get to Sleeve Island next, where we're gonna do some striping. I have been meaning to cast on a new project using my hand-dyed yarns, Voolenvine Yarns. If you're not familiar, I do have a hand-dyed yarn company. That is my full-time day job, and I thought it's been a while since I cast on something with my yarn, so the time has come, my friends. And yeah, living in another KatyDid bags. I mean, can we? Yeah, my goth heart, it sings. So anyway, living in here is my new cast on, and that is the Kismet pullover by Rachel Illsley. She just has the most beautiful colorwork patterns. And I've kind of been staying away from colorwork lately just because my gauge has changed over the years when it comes to colorwork, and I've been meaning to figure it out. But when I saw the Kismet pullover, I was like, all right, I have the color palette in mind already, and I need to cast this on. And here we are. Yeah, I love it, guys. I love this so much. And I have to say, I may have had about 4 or 5 false starts before I got going with this project, just to get my tensioning right. And then my stitch count, I don't know what it is. I cannot count. I don't know, I see numbers and my eyes just go cross-eyed, guys. I don't know what it is, but anyway, mischief managed, figured it out. So yeah, I'm using Voolenvine Yarns in my Nouveau base, which is a single ply fingering weight superwash merino. Easily my favorite go-to base for just about every project that I use my yarns with. And yeah, the colorways I'm using 4. So I'm using, where did it go? Okay, the ball of Poe is over there, but the main colorway of the yoke is Poe, which is kind of like a very light shaded, muted, grayish purple, if you will. Yeah, it's just really, really beautiful. And I'm also using Laudanum, which is this delightful kind of like coppery. It kind of reminds me of like those, it reminds me of those brown glass bottles that they used in the Victorian era to put medicine in, if you will. They used green and they used brown and clear. And anyway, this reminds me of like a bottle of laudanum for some reason. I don't know why, but so I named it laudanum. And then I'm using WIP and Grim. Of course, I have to use Grim. Every project, it's my go-to colorway because it's black. I wear a lot of black and it just goes with everything. And yeah, you'll probably notice that this is very, very low contrast. And she does have a couple of sections in the pattern that are low contrast. So I thought that would, you know, those two colors would play well together. And yeah, you can see over here, let me see if I can get that to flatten out. Yeah, you can see here where the Grim and WIP are playing together, and then where WIP and laudanum are playing together. Just very low contrast, but effective. It's not getting too washed out. It don't, you know, it may be a little bit, but it creates kind of like this watercolor effect that I really like when it comes to color work. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, my tension is, I found a method to the madness when it comes to knitting color work. So I do knit my color work using two hands. So I hold one colorway, the less dominant color, in a given row on my left hand and the most dominant color in a given row on my right hand. And instead of tensioning the yarn the way I usually do, I loosen things up significantly. So as opposed to going up a needle size or down a needle size to adjust my gauge, I just adjust my tension, and I feel like that makes all the difference. And yeah, you can tell that there's no, like, maybe in certain sections, but not very much. Like, this is just gonna block out beautifully. And this is a pattern that I really wouldn't recommend for a newbie sweater knitter, just because it's a little more advanced. This pattern is cast on a knit flat to begin with before joining in the round. Typically, sweaters will have you do short row shaping in the round along the neckline, but in lieu of short row shaping, for this pattern in particular, you can tell that it's a little higher in the back here than it is in the front neckline. So in lieu of short row shaping, she has you casting on a knitting flat to begin with and knitting the extra fabric before joining in the round, if that makes any sense, which again is another clever construction. And yeah, just basic raglan sleeves. And yeah, I like how the pattern continues all throughout. It's really, really clever. So I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I cannot recommend this pattern more. You know, if you love color work and you love knitting sweaters with interesting constructions, look no further. Yeah, again, another pattern that I cannot put down. I'm knitting the size medium, and even though, again, I'm not known to swatch, I don't like swatching. If I can avoid it, I will avoid it. And this pattern was no exception. And I knit the size medium because, again, I like loose fitting sweaters. This clearly is a store-bought sweater, but you can tell it's oversized, which I really like. And, you know, my hand knit sweaters are no exception. I like knitting oversized sweaters. So I went with the size medium, which is, I believe, a 40-inch bust circumference, which will give me, let me see, I'm a 32, so 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, yeah, 8 inches positive ease. I'm one of those people, I have to count with my fingers just because I can't see the numbers in my head. So bad. But yeah, even though this is the size medium, it is looking a little small, but I think it'll still fit. We shall see. I mean, maybe it's because I'm using a size 32 inch circular, so it's cinching in a lot of the stitches in the center. But anyway, yeah, I separated the sleeves. Did I mention that? Yeah, we are now on Body Island, and I'm really looking forward to continuing on. So again, I do want to get back. I do want to get back to my fruit garden blanket. Every day it's sitting next to me and I keep staring at it. I'm like, I'm going to get back to you. I'm going to get back to you. So I think once I get well into this project right here, into Body Island, and everything's smooth sailing again, I will pick up the fruit garden blanket because yeah, it's way more involved. And I think once I have nothing challenging going on, I will crave the challenge and pick it back up again, if that makes any sense. So anyway, yeah, that is all the creative content that I have to share with you today, guys. I guess a short episode, but I'm trying to think if there's anything else to catch you up on. Yes, one thing that I do want to mention, and I posted about this over on the community tab. If you subscribe, occasionally I'll post updates there. But if you recall, if you've been with me for quite some time, especially during the pandemic, you might know that I, for a time, published some makeup videos in addition to my regular crafting content. Again, the pandemic was dark times for us all, and the makeup videos that I made was simply a fun outlet for me. However, I know a lot of you here are just here for the crafting content, and I totally get it. Because the makeup content and the crafting content was getting muddled, I decided to, pull the plug on the makeup videos and just focus on the crafting content. However, since I stopped making them, I have been getting messages from some viewers letting me know how much you enjoyed the makeup videos and wish I would publish more of them. And truth be told, I miss making those videos. They're fun. They are, it's different from crafting. I know not everyone's into it, because at the end of the day, I am not just a knitter. I know, the horror. I have other interests. Go figure. Yeah, I'm into photography. I'm into makeup. I'm into fashion. I'm into travel. I mean, yeah. I could have like 20 different YouTube channels here, but knitting is my first love. Crafting, making, creating things with my hands, that is what this channel is all about, and that's my lifestyle. I cannot go a day without making something. So yeah, this channel is not going anywhere, but I do also like making makeup videos. So ask and you shall receive. I did go ahead and create a separate YouTube channel for the makeup content. So if you are interested in that, I will link to it down below. It's called Lashing Out with Kristen, or no, it's not. It's called This is Kristen Lashing Out. It's obviously a play on words because mascara, lashes, and just, having fun. And that's what the channel is going to be about. It's just about me having fun with makeup and sharing that enthusiasm with you. My goal is to upload at least once a week or every other week when I have something to share, or a makeup haul or whatever. Again, it's going to be a lot of fun. So if that is something that you're into, consider clicking on the link down below and subscribing. And a huge, huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed already. As of recording this, there are 50 subscribers already, which blows my mind. There's only one video uploaded there, and you guys are amazing. Thank you. So anyway, I just wanted to give that quick announcement. And as for crafting, I'm trying to think. Yeah. That is all she wrote for this week. So thank you so much, as always, for hanging out with me. Again, if you're new here and you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe down below. I put out videos for your viewing pleasure every week. And until the next video, have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.